Who let the dogs out has been a question that has been argued by scholars for many years, ever since the 26th of July, year 2000. Many people have argued, but we have actually never received a conclusive answer on who actually let the dogs out. But I aim to find out who actually let the dogs out in this Mario Party 7 game. To start, I end up getting my favorite position in Mario Party, 3rd place, but we actually already get a hint on who let the dogs out, and that it is in fact this area. Because in the video, the area is semi-arid with a few trees and sand, so we do know that the person who let the dogs out is in this area. After playing one of the worst 2v2 minigames like generally fuck battery RAM, we get on to the next turn where we actually get a pretty good hint on who let the dogs out. As we can see, Toad actually lets a dog out, but this isn't conclusive evidence that he lets all the dogs out. It just shows that he let a dog out. So we're going to need to inspect the area a bit more to find out who ultimately let the dogs out. But then Toad gets into a single player Bowser minigame, which I am very happy as I hate playing the goddamn multiplayer Bowser minigames besides Magical Journey. That's the only good one. But for me, I decide to not let the dog out because Wario. So I just move on and that's that turn done. Because Luigi does absolutely nothing. Then I go murder spiders because this video is about who let the dogs out, not who let the spiders out. Come on, this ain't Australia. Then in the next turn, Wario does the complete opposite of what I thought he was gonna do, and he ends up fucking me by going and hitting me instead of going to hit Toad and Luigi because Luigi just had to be a special twat and move too far. Then for me, I let my own dog out so I could try to hit Toad and Luigi, but I only end up hitting Toad, but that's okay with me. And Luigi does nothing, yada yada fucking D. After a quick break of trial and error, the next turn we do literally nothing. Everyone does absolutely nothing. But then in Flash Fright, Luigi almost sabotages the team by blocking me and making me get caught by Wario. But he does manage to clutch up the game, so I guess it's okay. In the next turn, we get more clues that lead to the fact that Toad may be the one who in fact let all the dogs out. Wario does nothing. I move west in order to start colonizing the western lands. But I also land on the happening space, so I get a bunch more money. And Luigi does nothing. Then me and Wario successfully set up an online course where we can scam desperate people into giving us money, and the more people they invite, they'll get money. It's a proper pyramid scheme. And then Bowser scams the rest of us because he didn't quite like the advice that we were giving in our pyramid scheme. In the next turn, it gets a bit more confusing about who let the dogs out. Because while yes, Toad did let the dog out again, Luigi did make more efficient use of the dog. So now we have to consider if Luigi is the one who ultimately let the dogs out. Then we run like headless chickens in Fun Run. Then we do nothing, as per usual. And then we go slaughter some more spiders because apparently we're fucking exterminators. And then the only notable thing that happens is Wario lands in a happening space, so for these last 2 turns we have literally done fucking nothing. Then we catch some dank tunes. Then Toad attempts to 1v1 the scrub Wario. But it ends up that Toad is actually the scrub as he gets wrecked by Wario. And Wario, that lucky son of a gun, steals a star from Toad. Then Wario tries to steal my star by letting a dog out, but he ends up failing, rolling too low, and not allowing him to use the let dog out properly. And then Luigi rolls a super high 21, but luckily I had a bone, so he only manages to clobber Wario, and I'm actually got off scot-free with my bone. Then we play another boring 2v2 minigame, and then Luigi is a special bitch and hits me again. And then we go play Snow Ride. After that, Bowser decides to WWE slam dunk Luigi into the ground. Wario gets cooked from getting a star from Toad. I do Luigi, and I end up stealing a star back from that bitch. And Luigi does nothing. Then we play Picture This, where I obviously assert my dominance over who's the best person to flick through pages of a book. And then I enter the ring of letting the dogs out, and I'm actually get a 3-for-1 special. And then Luigi and Wario duel, but because they're equally as skilled as each other, they tie. After a quick round of coin cages, both Toad and Wario let their dogs out. onto me, and they smash me into the ground. So then I vanish and go to the other side, and Luigi fails to do anything with his let out dog. Then we play Sphere Factor, and then Luigi lets another dog out, which now makes me consider, is it Toad or Luigi who let the dogs out? But anyways, Luigi then duels Toad and then steals all of his coins. Then we play a minigame that sneakily avoids copyright. Then Wario fails to do anything with the dog that he just let out, and I duel Luigi and I get another star from that winning bastard. Then we get our first battle minigame where I win and then Bowser takes all of our money. Then Toad and Wario do absolutely nothing, and I manage to roll a 28, allowing me to snipe Luigi. And yes, I could have hit Toad and Wario, but I would have been at the same level compared to Luigi, just one up. So I decided to hit Luigi because I'm petty like that. And then Luigi just goes to the other side. Then, shit, this minigame again. Now in the final 5 turns, Toad makes all dogs now 5 coins, meaning that we're gonna have an easier time seeing who let the dogs out. But anyway, in the next turn I do nothing, but then me and Toad win in Buzzstormer. Then I let the dogs out and I managed to steal a star from Wario. Then we play this garbage again. Then Wario feels a bit frisky and decides to duel me, but I end up being the dueling master and I end up beating Wario's ass, and I get nothing in compensation because this game decided that duels can be completely useless at times. Then I let the dog out again so I can pummel Luigi and Toad, and then I get abducted by the sand gods and then forced to the other side. And Luigi, say it with me now, does nothing. After a quick round of target tag, which is definitely a top 5 Mario Party 7 minigame, we get onto the final turn. Last turn, Toad decides to duel Luigi, but he ends up getting dunked on in light speed, and he ends up having to give half of his coins over to Luigi. Wario lets the dog out for the last time. I don't decide to let the dog out, and Luigi decides to let the dog out, manages to steal a star from Wario, duels Toad, and then takes another half of his coins. Looks like Toad is not gonna have a good ending. And then it's picture this again! Now, for the bonus stars. I get all 3 of them. I get the orb, action, and shopping star. So I get all bonus stars. And I end up winning the game. But now you may be asking, who, indeed, let the dogs out? After watching the gameplay, I have counted every time someone has let a dog out. And the final answer on who let the dogs out is, drumroll please, Wario and Luigi. Those 2 are the ones who let the dogs out the most, being 6 times each. So now, after all these years, we finally have a conclusive answer on who let the dogs out. Wario and Luigi. But if you enjoyed what you saw, like and subscribe, and I'll see y'all later.